My name is Isaac Cepeda, and I'm here today to talk about the Rohingya crisis, which is occurring in Myanmar. A little background on the situation itself. It consists of the Rohingya people versus the local people of Myanmar, primarily within the state of Rakhine. The Rohingya people are a Muslim people, while a majority of the Myanmar people are Buddhists. These religious differences among the two groups have left the Rohingya people very discriminated against throughout time. Because of this discrimination, the restrictions that are placed on the Rohingya people to become citizens of Myanmar are very strict, and they have always been portrayed as second-class citizens of Myanmar throughout time, and because of this have always faced a lot more hardships as opposed to a traditional citizen. However, the biggest issues that have arose occurred back in 2017 due to militant actions between the two. If you see here in the picture presented, the red dots on the image are villages that were destroyed by militia in Myanmar. That's over 288 villages that have been destroyed. All of these Rohingya villages contained men, women, children, families, and many of them were destroyed, burned down, nowhere near being restored, with the people being left of less than 4% of the people in these villages left alive. Women were sexually assaulted, children were hung and killed in front of their parents, and no mercy was taken on the Rohingya people. A lot of local media has referred to this as an ethnic cleansing of Myanmar because they believe that the Rohingya people need to be forced out. So where do they go? Where can they find asylum due to this discrimination? Many of the refugees have made the trek to Bangladesh, primarily a refugee camp called in the city of Kutupalong. The Kutupalong refugee camp is one of the biggest refugee camps in the world. The image right here that you see on this slide portrays that. This camp bats an insane amount of miles with more than 200,000 people, I believe, held within it. The trek itself to get to this camp is usually about a 3-day foot walk that people take through mountainous terrain. There was an article presented by a refugee itself who said that she and her son went through 3 days of barely surviving, going through jungle-like terrain just to get out of the situation that is occurring. However, this is more common than you would think. You would think that people would not want to go across and face this trek just to get out, that it can't be that bad, but it is. Many families risk their lives just to get through to Bangladesh and face this life where multiple times in one of these houses or huts, multiple families are housed and multiple families live. About 5 to 6 families can live in one unit, which is not ideal. Responses and how we can help is that we need to educate ourselves more, donate to the United Nations Refugee Relief Fund, because the consistency of the Kutupalong refugee camp is not getting any better. Tensions in Rakhine are still rising, and that is leading to more and more people migrating and trying to seek refuge in Kutupalong. This increase in population is leading to less and less resources that can be applied to each person that goes there. That, along with the floods and monsoons that this specific area in Bangladesh faces, causes a lot more health concerns to the local people. You can see here the image presented is just a slight, one of the minor flood and monsoon seasons of Bangladesh for these people. Some questions I presented here for my presentation are: how do we as a richer country assist refugee camps like those seen in Kutupalong who face overpopulation issues and access to necessities? What can we as a people do to help these people who are worse off than we are? Another one would be trying to tackle the issue at its source. Myanmar is primarily a parliamentary republic, but the militia or its armed forces does hold a majority of the power in the nation. So how do we as an outsider view that a change in government or voice-led action by the people could help the Rohingya people of Myanmar so that there's no need to go back and forth between Bangladesh, if they could stay in their home country and not be viewed as stateless people. These are just my references, and thank you so much.